down in the Milnerton Theo Marais Park. Theo Marais Park complex, very, very, very cool land, or sports center rather, that used to get utilized for the old OCs back in the day, and it's been brought back by the guys at GAC. Well done to them. What a surreal thing, to think all the way back in the day. That's where gaming and esports really began, man. To get you guys up to scratch, this is actually our second stream for the GAC45PUBG tournament. We had one a couple months ago. It was actually late last year, if I'm not mistaken. We hosted the tournament for the guys down there. Awesome event, getting the local Cape Townian PUBG community together there at Theo Marais Park. Very, very cool job that the guys there at Gakland are doing, Mr. Grant Carl Hyde himself. So yes, big ups to everybody there at the LAN. If you're tuning in, Bobo says what up, have fun, have a good one. Play fair, no salts, just the good stuff, guys. Have a good Joel, good banter. We love some healthy banter, and yeah, tune into the stream if you do fall, and yeah, let me know exactly how it's going down there in Cape Town. Miss my hometown, miss my hometown. Yes, so you guys are lucky down there, eh? Anyway, let's slowly get back into this. Alright, here we go. The 30-second countdown. 64 players here at the GAC LAN Invitational in Cape Town, South Africa. Some of the creme de la creme of the local PUBG community. We have the Vinco boys representing strong here today. Blue, and it's Dexo as well. Mr. Datey Raid on the server. So Vinco looking to stamp some dominance here on the Cape Town community. Let's see if they can come out strong this week as well. Last month, if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Blue himself, or not last month, but last GACLAN. Mr. Blue himself, who took the chicken dinner, the dinner, and definitely looking to repeat this month, I think. So as they jump in, we're looking for that airplane line rather, seeing exactly where these players are dropping. Datey Raid, no fear. The first man out of the plane, committed to that military base, will land a lot earlier than these players. So could find himself in a pretty fortuitous position rather, grabbing himself a couple freebies. The rules that we're using today as well in terms of scoring is exactly the same as the Take a Lot PUBG tournament. So 10 points per kill, 5 points for placement. So the higher you place, the higher the guarantee of you winning, and obviously secure that extra buffer with a couple kills as well. So as the players land, Datey right here. Jeep, is the camera going absolutely nuts on me? My apologies there, guys. So as Datey Raid lands, he is the first man down. Let's see what happens here as the map loads. Taking over this initial warehouse here, has landed on his own, leaving Alex Iwi and Mr. Crampi to deal with their little own 1v1 here as he loots up the rest of the base. Looking at school and apartments now, quite occupied, very surprising, obviously, at this stage of the game. We already have Psycho Damage firing up someone here on the hill, looking for that distance kill. And look at this Galaxy Roro ZA heading into a 1v1 here with Kira and takes the win here with that pump. Gets the clean chest shot, pretty much that meat shot, totally annihilating that upper torso of Kira 1-1, and he that's the end of the game for him. We've already lost 6 players here, or 5 players rather, quite early on, dropping hot here at the GAC LAN. Players looking for action, definitely not as how can we put it, as stagnant as our more competitive tournaments are. Obviously players looking for that win, more of a league, if you want to call it. Guys takes things a little extra serious, but this is what we want to see. Action, trades, 1v1s, mad shotgun play, sniper play. You want to see these guys pulling out all the weaponry, doing whatever they can. to win the duel. Mountain Moose actually entering the factory here a little later, surprisingly picking himself up a M16 here. Deity Red possibly missing that on his way through, but he's already looking very strong here. Has the SKS, has the military grade rifle here in his Scar L. So very strong kit from him already, starting very early. Looking at the rest of the map, not much engagement after that initial sort of bout that we had with those players securing those initial kills. Now things have slowed down a little bit. IT Lighty grabs himself a kill on Import Freak, and we see TK Reaper here heading towards this drop, confident that he'll be the only one to get there. No one really in his vicinity, so looking like a confident pickup for him. Just to make you guys aware, care packages are completely default at the moment. Hulkman, yes they are. So we're heading into the first sort of circle spawn now. The lads with 3 minutes remaining. That initial clock, obviously nice, 5 minutes long if I'm not mistaken. 300 seconds really does give you the opportunity to loot up. Things starting to change up, you know, the initial circle obviously staying the fiver and then the rest being reduced a little bit to try and create a bit of intensity. And here we have Galax firing up here on Roro ZA. No scope on the rifle, but gets the headshot from that range with the AK. Damn! That was beautiful. What a play here from Galax. Confident frag there onto Roro, who has dropped out of the game. He had position 53. And Galax must be feeling hyped after that one. Feeling very, very confident. Strong that play there from him. Moving over here into Georgia Paul, we have the Dexo on his own little mission. And not looking very good when it comes to weaponry. He will be fortunate now, though. Finds himself that beautiful, favored M416. Already has the scope on it for him. Gets that equipment tightened up nice and quick. Synoptics now gets the kill onto Vortexilator with the headshot with the AKM. The AKM coming out strong today. 2 kills here as we've seen. Dasherino and Vision now heading into a possible engagement. Dasherino very aware with these sound cues being given away here by Vision. But both players are quite convinced that a duel needs to happen, I think. Both players know that there is opposition inside this triple decker. Vision's now escaping the side building, making the move into the main. I think both players here with shotties available. Vision's, yes, holding the trench. Also has the AKM. This engagement now almost looking inevitable. Let's see how this pans out for either the defender or the attacker. Interesting little positional camera we have here. Vision's now on the final step here. About to head into this 1v1. Taking a peek. Saw the muzzle of that shotgun and actually took the initial shot. Now the duel is on. The trade is on. Vision is looking for the push. Looking very aggressive here. Dasherino looking to make the jump, but it's Vision. Just confidence coming out strong there. That hesitation from Dasherino is what cost him their. Vision's just so confident in the play there. Had the shotgun equipped. Knows what the trench gun is capable of. One shot to the body. And it's all over. Now looking at the rest of the map. 46 alive. Those initial sort of stacked up areas of the map are now being whittled out as players slowly frag each other out. Kojax and Mr. Blue 2K GS. Hey, we have a follow here. Geez, I should probably turn those notifications off. My bad. Thank you for the follow there, guys. And sorry for that terrible noise. Alrighty. Oof, what am I doing here? Sorry, guys. Let me just quickly sort out the stream here again as we get onto a duel here. DJ Lapples grabs that kill onto Martinki with that M416. But those sound cues being given away. Slicker ZA now making the move towards his compound, looking for that trade. Is quite far away, so it's going to be difficult for him to get there in time before Lapples actually makes a move away from this zone. So, looking now at these high contact areas here, Pochinki, School, looking hot. Darren now up against Zelapella. Grabs the frag onto him now as well. That's another player dropped here. Position 44 for Zelapella. Only had the Thompson available to him there. So had a bit of a tough undertaking. Was unable to overcome Darren ZA, who does have that very powerful M416, the laser, as some like to call it. Mr. Dahakwaha here, completely on his own, looking chilled, out in the wilderness here. Has himself a nicely well-kitted M416. Very low on meds though. The level 1 chest, level 1 helmet. So low in utility, but good in firepower here. Looking at the southern ends of the map here, Deity Raid now obviously has made that move over from military base. Looking nicely looted up. Has the silencer on the SKS now as well. So can play that assassin role. Look for those late game finishes. Hasn't found himself a kill yet, surprisingly. Military base, even though with that multi-spawn scenario, didn't really have much to offer in terms of battles early on. Psycho damage now. Winning the duel here against J3K4S, but is getting fired upon here from range. Thresholder looking to grab himself a frag here. Unable to get the lead, but will carry on opening up here onto Psycho damage as he tries to secure himself a kill here. Obviously can't see the building that the man is in now. Pardon me, but I do have a ginormous large SodaStream Coke in front of me. I mean, that is, I feel, what is your guys' opinion? Coca-Cola, to me, like commercial store Coca-Cola, doesn't have enough fizz anymore. It tastes like syrup. It's literally sugar and water. That's what it feels like for me. But when you get a SodaStream Coke from New Metro or any other cinema, but New Metro, you know, let's talk about New Metro here because that is the fact. I've been drinking their Coke now pretty much for 9 months. Absolute Coca-Cola fiend. I'll tell you, it's my guilty pleasure. But the SodaStream Coke has the gas. It has so much gas, you know. That you want that feeling of it just burning your nostrils. That is what Coke is all about. Coca-Cola, at least. Good God. Family friendly channel here, Robo Oh, wow. Ed Hardwood getting the frag onto Crimson November, who was on that higher sort of satellite tower here. Gets ripped up on top of the tower. Very cool frag there. As this first circle starts to engage. Let's see exactly where it moves, where it forces these players. Quite central. Very nice landmass. Almost no water. So we're going to see some good engagements here. We could even have a Pochinki finish. That could be very, very interesting. The Dexo still looking strong here, coming in from the northeast in his vehicle here. See if we can spot him cruising by here, Mr. Dexo. Looking to represent here for the Vinco squad. The captain here has the M416, has the S12K, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that an M16? We'll find out when he's out of the vehicle. But looking strong here, the Vinco boys. As we look for blue, interestingly enough, around the map. Not spotting the gentleman. Could have been taken down in a very early engagement there. There he is, actually. The Zaki man here. Very confident in his meds. Will be popping the first aid now. Looking to play that late game, it seems. Miller now taking this engagement here with TK Reaper, the 1v1. Jenkins now coming behind as well, creating a bit of an extra dimension here for these players to think about. And now Ed Hardwood looking to get some shots onto the play, giving away his position here. Very, very, very key decision. You've got to be so confident that you're going to get the kill if doing something like that. This battle now, TK Reaper under quite a bit of pressure. Pops the painkiller, makes the move away from the tree now. Gives Melo the opportunity to fire up, but that movement now I don't think that was even spotted by Melo. So he's still so convinced this player is behind this tree. This now hands the advantage back into TK Reaper's hands, who could either move away from this completely or decide to wait out Melo having to actually get out of this building, which opens him up to fire, as there are only 2 exits to these triple deckers. As you can see, TK Reaper now sitting in position, looking for some movement here from Melo. Has a very nice position and a very powerful gun at this range. The rate of fire from this Groza is quite overwhelming. It can be quite detrimental to any player who isn't prepared or has a bit of height or distance kind of advantage. This thing really does rip you up. Gets the spot there onto Melo. Knows exactly where he is now. Will look to keep the sound cues to an absolute minimum. Melo now moving away from this area completely. This could actually turn into something quite humorous, as both players end up missing each other here. Melo now doing the wrap, hoping to get some kind of a spot onto this player. Still thinks he's at the same tree, interestingly enough. Galaxy just ripping up on players today. Making this movement onto Jabba Dube. Galaxy, I think, playing a bit of a risky game here. Very confident in his aim, in his mechanical understanding of this game, but maybe just playing a little too risky there. Now, playing from some cover. Creates a bit of a more equal situation here as you just look at all of these corpses. Must have been a massive engagement in this area of the map that we missed. Galaxy on 4 kills now. Possibly the culprit causing all of that damage. Jabba Dube now applying some very good pressure as this trade swings in his favor. Now popping the first aid kit. I think Galaxy must be noticing this, but with that HP cannot really make any kind of a play here. Can't be the one making the push. Galax very confident in his play, getting that tap onto Jabba now. He's also finding himself very, very low. Will have to recover now. Pops his final first aid, only has an energy drink remaining. As this blue zone slowly encloses onto these 2 players as well, that is going to give them something to think about. Now it's Jabba Dube making the initial movement. Wow, can you believe that? Gets the tap onto Galax, but it's still not enough. Getting behind the larger rock now, has the advantage in terms of cover, and now the tree. And the play here, Jabba Dube coming out on top, grabbing a very, very, very ruthless player here, Mr. Galaxy, who had himself 4 kills in the game, but is dropped now. And the favor thrown into Jabba Dube's hand, but unable to pick up much meds as Mr. Galax is pretty low himself. But all those corpses in the area unlooted, so possibly missing out on some goodies there. Deity Raid still alive and kicking here. The Dexo as well here, camping out in Gatka. Blue coming in from the northern side. So we have three comfortable Vinco players still alive here. Ooh, Fuzzy Founder getting a little tap onto Jenkins there. Fuzzy Flounder. So curious, wondering where these shots are coming from. So scenic, so scenic. Wow, DJ Luppels initially getting lit up by Slicker, but doing that 360 spinner Rooney and grabs himself the return frag. No remorse there from Luppels. Absolutely ruthless there. Unfortunately, the player unable to get the finish off. Had the initial spot, but just the aim and that kick from the scar, possibly too much initially. Luppels turns around and uses that M416, puts it to good use and grabs himself the kill. Puts himself on a 3k now. Grabs himself some extra meds, some extra energy drinks. Repairs his helmet, grabs himself a level 2. No armor to speak of though. So that's something he's definitely going to have to try and sort out leading into these final circles as he engages onto some of the more stocked up players who have actually chosen not to engage. We do have the Dexo alive and well here, as well as a healthy loot crate that has or is just about to drop here on the edge of the eastern bridge. Crampy making a spot, looking to engage onto this drop, I think. Lately looking for the spot here. Datey Raid also quite close, but I don't think interested. Crampy going to be the one to claim this. And what will he find for himself? An M249, the level 3 backpack, a nice 100 stock of bullets here. Let's see if he swaps things out for something. I don't think so. I think he'll take the ammo. He'll be happy with the ammo. Oh, not at all. He's taking that M249. He wants to rip up some vehicles. So looking to cause some damage with this gun here. Mr. Crampy does have the Car 98 to back him up from range. 4 times scope on the M249. I think feeling very, very strong now. Jabba Dubem grabs himself the frag onto TK Blixum here, getting himself the 2k, getting the bandages and the adrenaline he needs to keep on pushing through. Grabs himself that armor as well. So looking a lot healthier after that engagement he had with Galaxy a little earlier. Definitely a player that we'll be watching out or looking out for in the next couple rounds. Mr. Galaxy playing very well, grabbing himself a 4k. Stan now looking to take this duel with Datey, who is going to take this opportunity to apply some pressure, as he now does have the advantage. Going in for the Kobe, and a beautiful one. Absolutely perfect Kobe. Stanman is down, and Datey Red grabs himself a very, very comfortable frag. The Dexo now, the Vinco player who has found himself in this middle foundry, sitting pretty. Oh, Crampy, look at him now. Holding tight with his M249. Looking to rip up Jabba, but he has completely missed him. Not spotting the movement to the right here. As Jabba makes the play onto this crate that has been completely looted out. Lately, Crampy and Jabba heading into an almost inevitable duel here. He makes the spot onto the player in the hills. So holds the advantage in this current situation, waiting for that still completely silent movement. But look at that, those shots giving his position away to Lately, who is spotting feature. Rip. Looking for those deadly toe shots, forcing Jabba back into the blue here. Surprising that he can still walk. I would be zooming in on this, strangely enough. Lately grabbing himself a very comfortable frag. But now Crampy with the advantage, looking to make the kill here with the car. Looking for that brutal headshot. And is able to provide, extra suppressive fire. If he gets that initial tag now, he can use the M249 to just melt away the rest of Lately's HP. Lately, unfortunately, clueless of where these shots are coming from, and is unable to get the required cover, possibly making the spot onto Crampy now. The movement has been spotted out by the player up in the hills here, who is now looking to make a finish, but that ridge providing Lately with a lot of healthy cover. Ooh. Very, very, very close on that nade, just on enough distance. We now have Fuzzy Flounder up against Crampy in the hills here, who grabs himself that initial kill with that M249. Very, very clean frag for him there. Not much HP lost, and now can turn back his focus onto Lately here. The Dexo still looking strong here. Daisy Red coming in from the south. Blue here in the north, possibly getting flanked by Mr. Kojax here, who makes the spot onto Blue. And Blue has been dropped by Kojax. The headshot with a Scar L, just too much to handle, too much to bear for Blue. Daisy Red, another Vinco player here, gets the frag onto Mr. Old Bernie. So surviving here, 2 Vinco players left. Blue has been dropped. It's now the Dexo against Snow Leopard here in this foundry. Lately and Crampy still dueling off. Dexo gets the frag onto Slow Leopard and claims dominance over this foundry area. At least Crampy now looking to get this finish off onto Lately. That M249 being put to very good use. That rate of fire and the damage from these bullets just absolutely brutal. 3 bullets remain in the gun, but it's enough. Crampy now getting the drop onto Lately, secures himself a 3rd frag and has Daisy Raid now to deal with towards his east. The players now being given the final circle, the Dexo being forced out of position now. Will have to make that northern movement. Crampy getting spotted out by TK Reaper. It's now these players heading into a little duel here. Wow, TK Reaper with absolutely no cover to play with here. That range, possibly thinking that he's got cover in the grass here, but the range from Crampy just completely eliminates that grass. Now the view distance doesn't really allow for the grass to spawn at that range, so you're literally just this sitting duck. It's now Daisy Red looking for that opening. The sound cue's given away by Crampy. Now a lot of HP being taken off from the player here. Just outside the circle, is going to have to make a heal up. Daisy Red knows exactly what's going on now. Makes the push towards Crampy. Hopefully realizing what weaponry Crampy does have on him. That M249 can just remove your HP if you're not careful. But a very meticulous push here from Daisy Red, and he does get the frag. Plays that aggression and actually comes out on top there, being dropped to almost a 3rd HP here as 3 players remain with a final circle spawning to the north. The Dexo not interested in moving just yet. Gets the drop. Ooh, secures himself an M24 extended mag, the level 3 helmet as well. This is going to be a very healthy gentleman after this. Will he be swapping out that M24? Not interested. Sticking with the Mini 14. Look at this. Look at this circle. Absolutely melting Daisy Red at the moment. Doing so much damage. I think very convinced that there's someone in this compound. Makes the spot onto Dexo now, but this blue making it difficult for these players to engage on each other, and it's the Dexo grabbing the frag onto Datey Red. And look at that, the blue finishing off Dexo and giving the win over to the man here, Kojaks, who makes the play, grabs the advantage in the circle, and that final duel between the two Vinco players causing so many problems for them, and Dexo being taken out by the blue in the end there. They must be having a good laugh at each other there at the LAN. A very nice finish there for Kojak. Secures himself the #1 finish, the chicken dinner here in round 1. Maximum points, as well as a 1k. The Vinco players looking good here, both sharing the 3k kills. 3k, so basically will be coming out on top in points, actually above Kojak's. But glory is about position 1. When it comes to the sort of addition of points, we do have an advantage here towards the Vinco boys. As I stated, the Dexo obviously being in the lead here after round 1. We're making a pretty clear lateral cut here, totally splitting the map in half here. Players dropping nice and early, looking for that Georgia Paul start. A lot of players heading here for that cheeky pachinki drop as well. School and apartments was nice and hot last game. Those early battles giving us something to look at. And it looks like the Vinco players have decided to split around the map. Players dropping sort of early, mid, and late. With essentially the central island being heavily occupied here. Not many players looking to move over to that military base unless we had some early parachute pulls here. We could have some players making that long trip over to the military base. That would mean that they do get their loot up session started quite late, which puts them into a position where it's going to be tough to sort of find that solidified position inside the initial circle. You will be racing against the circle, against other players who have found themselves in a similar situation, and usually ends up in duels taking place due to players frantically looking for those crucial weapons. And now it's Tanzanite here with the UMP, does have the advantage onto Chronic Bruh, who is a pistol in hand, no HP, and that little cheeky push there from Tanzanite guarantees himself the first kill here in school. We've already lost 4 players, a lot of action here in Pachinki. Stan man now getting himself a frag as well as we look to find some of those early battles here. Jabba Dube in Lipovka, I think, shooting off a few bullets here by mistake. Miss Che now and Blue 2 KGS are heading into that 1v1, but Blue too good there. Grabs that kill with the M16A4, securing himself the 10er nice and early here, and trying to secure the early dominance here of Rozok. There are 2 other players remaining, a total of 3 here in one of the more popular towns when playing PUBG online. Definitely a top pick here from most players. Has the school in the outskirts, which is also your guaranteed battle zone. Zara Zode's now in a 1v1 here against Tanzanite, who still has that UMP to use. Woo, the jump out the window here. The big plays coming out of Zara, but not good enough as Tanzanite secures a second kill here. That UMP doing some serious work for the player. Not realizing that he's actually won the school battle here completely. Now has total dominance of this area. Can loot up for as long as he likes. Maybe not realizing that there was an AK sitting on that body he just killed. Georgia Paul now being one of the more active zones here early on. Super Get a Fix and Psycho Damage are looking to own up this area now. Essentially hospital. Very, very, very healthy in terms of loot, as we can see while these buildings spawn. Psycho makes the drop from the second floor, does have the ranged advantage with that UMP, and grabs himself the kill on Getafix, who did put up a fight, dropped the player down to half HP with that trench gun, but is just not enough. That UMP rate of fire in that range, the damage on the gun as well, very useful for these early game situations. Rips through low armor / no armor opponents, but the player here did have a level 2 head and vest, so did have the protection, but still too much coming out of psycho damage there with his UMP. We now have Crimson November 117 as well. Sitting inside this building now, Lapos very, very sure that there is a player inside this building. Now waiting for the player to exit. Does have the Scar L in hand. Powerful weapon to put up a bit of a fight here. Realizes that he is getting shot at from the behind, so can't make too much of an opening here. Does get into the building now. Creeps along the edges. Damon 117 now aware of these sound cues. Lapos right underneath the player here. Chooses to take the outside of the building. Now pushes in, understands the player, does have the higher ground here. Damon 117 convinced of exactly where Lapos is. Unbelievable. That sound cue actually by Damon, giving it all away. What a strange engagement there. Damon comes running down the stairs and takes the opposite turn, thinking that Lapos was looking to actually utilize the outskirts of the building, but doesn't come out into his favor, and Lapos grabs himself an easy kill there while escaping sniper fire as well. So very fortuitous for him. We now have a decisive circle spawn here. Northern side of the map, looking to be the active ending for this second round of the GAC Land Battle Royale. We do have a crate spawn here in the northern side of the islands as we tune into a little engagement here between but Darren ZA and Kirik N rather, who are inside this prison complex looking to make a play. SNSD now, hearing these sound cues, not realizing that this player is making a full flank. But listen to that Uzi just unloading now. He has to swap out to the M16 and still comes out on top of Galaxy, one of the players that we were bound to watch this round, who would look to be making another big play, 4K in the last round. Very confident mechanical player. Snessi actually almost losing out with that Uzi. Completely unloading on the player, not really getting the shots needed, but whipping out that M16 and finishing off the frag now. Galaxy dropped out early, 47th player alive, and I don't think a frag in the bag either. So definitely not the round he wanted, considering what he was pulling off in the last game. Will look to recover in that third round, as it is all put on the line. These last two rounds rather now, sort of in place to secure these final wins for the players, getting that top 3 on the podium. Obviously the prizes, that is where the prizes are. If you're outside a podium, you're going home with nothing as far as I know. So you got to play. You got to play big, and now's the time to do it. You have 2 more rounds to recover. Dacha Kwaka here with this AKM, Dacha Kwacha rather, with the AKM, looking to finish off Demon, who is busy bandaging up, getting those meds on. Only has 3 bandages to his disposal here. Going to be a tough one on him. Looking to make the spot through the window there. Smart play, but Dacha holding strong on that second level. Not interested in taking the engagement, rather. Kiri QN now firing up here against Darren ZA. And Blondie taking that frag onto Snessi, who did drop Galaxy not even a minute or 2 earlier. And to possibly get that final tap, but Blondie just is escaping over that ridge, literally by the skin of his teeth. Able to hide behind this ridge. No shot for DJ Luppels to take. Blondie now fully healed up, has himself all the adrenaline he needs, and Lappels now making the move onto this player, is looking for the finish. Blondie has the slighter higher ground here. He should get the spot a bit earlier, but it's Lappels with that little hop, guaranteeing himself the spotting of Blondie's head now, and also has the cover of the tree, but Blondie too strong with that M416 and the silencer, ripping up Lappels' armor there and dropping him. Blondie still strong here, 3/4 H, or 1/3 of his HP rather. Still more than enough to take another hit, but grabbing himself that kill and securing himself some meds, first aid kit, some extra ammo. Really, really healthy on the energy drinks and painkillers, as you can see here. Darren ZA now opening up onto Slickers. Both the ZA gentlemen here representing with those tags. Slicker now probably looking to bandage up, recover here as he received a bit of fire there, dropping pretty low. But Darren Zeta now playing the smart game, getting the re-angle and chipping away at the back of Slicker there. AKM securing him the 3rd kill of the round. We now have some engagements here happening in Georgie. Import Freak and Burnix69 here. Heading into an inevitable 1v1, getting down that channel in an easy kill here for Burnix. As these crates spawn, you'll realize it was just pretty much a perfect alleyway. Grabs himself the easy kill. Only one position for that player to go. He was crouched. Burnix now grabbing himself that level 3 helmet. Grabbing himself a level 3 backpack. Strong here in those first aids, energy drinks and painkillers as well. So very good round there for the player, or looking very good for him rather. We now have our eyes onto the Dexo, who is outside of Yassi here, looking strong here with that Scar L as well as the M16, utilizing that for his ranged engagements. Now looking for one of the other Vinco players. We have Daisy Red here with a 1k already as well, UMP and AKM in hand. Struggling a little bit here with the armor and helmets. Looking to find something a little bit more sturdy in that regard. We have Ed Hardwood here and Goliathus opening up here with that M416, looking to create some trouble here for Hardwood, who has taken cover behind the building, does have the higher ground now as well. Looking to make things difficult here for Goliathus, who was unable to finish off the frag there. Those sound cues being given away in a pretty peculiar position here. Ed Hardwood making the jump out of the building. That sound cue given away here for Goliathus as well. Ed Hardwood actually sacrificing the higher ground here and taking a lot of damage. The nade coming out, but unable to actually do any damage to Goliathus. The range was pretty good. It was actually a very decent nade here from Ed Hardwood, now who is under severe pressure here from the player that is Goliathus 147, refusing to allow Ed to escape here. And an interesting play there, looking to hop and vault into this little side patio here, and giving Goliathus pretty much a clean, easy frag there, finishing off the player with that M416, grabs himself the first kill of the round, and secures himself domination of this southwestern area of the map on the outskirts of Gatka. We now have Tully Bunny under fire here from Darren Zede, looking to get a frag here with his Car 98 with a red dot. Not exactly what you want to be scoping up with, that is for dang sure. We missed out on Mr. Blue here, the other player here from the Vinco squad, looking strong here with his Scar L and M4, or M16 rather. Vehicle at his disposal as well. In here as Blue is looking to hold this rock formation here. Darren Zede getting ripped up by Tully Bunny here, utilizing the AKM to good use here, and a big Kobe. Wow, look at that damage! Dropping Darren to 1 HP, a sliver of health. That second Kobe gonna spell it here. Tully Bunny. Brutal, giving absolutely no space for Darren Zede to play with here. The double Kobe, finishing off those initial taps that Darren received here, and Tully just absolutely ruthless. That double nade, perfect Kobe here, grabbing the easy frag, some weaponry, some first aid, some ammunitions, carrying into the next few circles. Looking very strong here. City of the Moon being put under pressure here from Snow Leopard. No clue where the fire is coming from. Literally prones up, drops the first aid, and gets absolutely slammed from behind here. Snow Leopard grabbing the double loot crate now. Perfect position considering heading into the late game. Looking strong with the M416. Has the level 2 head armor and chest. Pretty cool coat. Looking quite snazzy here. Tanzanite opening up onto the passing vehicles here. G3K47 now receiving a lot of fire. That silencer being put to good use here from Tanzanite rather. Nobody having a clue where these shots are coming from. Crimson November now trying to finish off the kill and opens up himself to a very easy headshot here. Tanzanite unable to finish things off peculiarly. That was pretty clean from my angle. Like, don't know how the bullet didn't actually pierce the skull there. Unfortunate for him as he looks to finish things off with a little Kobe here. Right over the top. Doesn't have the range, unfortunately. Crimson November making the big escape, the great escape rather. Has the cover behind the tree. Takes the backside, knowing exactly where Tanzanite is coming from. J3K47 in that engagement actually finds the escape into school. Tanzanite finishing things off there convincingly. Easy frag for him. That silencer is so frustrating for players. The noise is clear, like you can hear the silencer, but its purpose is masking where the sound is coming from. So that's the problem. You know someone's shooting at you, but you have absolutely no idea where the bullets are coming from. And it can be so frustrating. The circle now making a western move here as the players here on the far east, Mr. Scare Knight and Lately, are going to have to make a pretty quick move over Ranger ZA as well outside of Yassi. We have Deity Raid making the move in here from the east. Mr. Blue coming in from the north. Dexo already finding himself a little bit of a hideout here, a little stronghold as he slowly actually gets engaged upon by one of his clanmates. It's now Blondie opening up onto Scare Knight, who literally just ramped into the nether there. Launched into space and escapes on his two-wheeler. Reaper 210 now also looking to open up onto Synoptics here, unable to get the knock. Woo! Yeah! Oh, wow. Oh, my God! We got that live on camera, Mr. Scare Knight. I hope everybody sees that at the LAN. That is going into the blooper reels for this week. Oh, perfect. Ramping, flipping onto the skull, and it's the vehicle kill for Mr. Scare Knight today, committing suicide. Tanzanite now with the silent scar, just causing so many problems for these players inside school. J3K47 now using the vehicle as his only respite, hiding behind this little yellow sedan, rather, sorry, for the tongue twister. It's now J3K47 looking to recover from this, but it's Tanzanite again, as I say, just making things so tough. The silent Scar L, so difficult to challenge. The only gun he does have on him, so unable to make any kind of ranged play here. In terms of, a one-shot heady with a sniper or something like that. J3 now just doing whatever he can to escape, using the Molotovs as a distraction. That flip from Scare Knight's absolutely priceless. Blue grabs himself a free one here onto Demonic Pain. Looking very, very strong here with the meds. Stacking up on those energy drinks. Grabs himself the 1k, 10 points for the round, guaranteed. It's incredible. The players just don't learn. That bike is a vicious thing to be riding around in. It's not friendly. It really is not friendly. That just happens way too often. Things beginning to mellow out, funnily enough. The player moving in towards the school year has J3K47 rather, who has made the escape out of the school zone here. Tanzanite still in the area, looking to make a nuisance of himself. Obviously, in this position now, that Scar L silence becomes less useless. J3K47 switching out to the hip fire, looking to finish off with that hip on the M14. Possibly not the smartest decision. And Kwacha rather, grabs himself the 1k. Interesting decision for him to make, considering he is being put under pressure by the blue zone. Tanzanite now making the escape out of school zone, has Mello following from behind. Will have to make that 360 spin now. I think Mello actually getting a tag onto him there. before the escape out of the blue began. Now it's Tanzanite doing the spin and replying onto Melo here. Unable to get the finisher, just unloading a full clip. Not able to finish things off here. Melo making that wrap over the ridge now. Does have the ridge as cover. Just makes it out the blue in time. Will be bandaging up now. Does have GAC45PUBG in the distance there looking for an easy finisher, and he grabs it with the AKM, taking the kill away from Tanzanite, who now makes the climb over that ridge and realizes exactly what happens. And look at that. He says, "Staff you for taking my kill, Mr. Dacha. I will take you for that as a replacement." And removes the Kwacha from the game here. Position 20. Tanzanite with the 4K, putting the silencer to good use. Reaper 210 now, heading into a 1v1 against Talibani and coming out victorious. Actually, no, incorrect. Tali on a sliver of HP here. Look at that, pretty much. 1 HP, if you want to call it that. Reaper 10 now looking to make the flank here. Swapping out to the Scar L here is Talibani, but Reaper 10 getting the drop on that higher ground and getting that kill with the AKM. The AKM actually playing big here today. A lot of players finding frags with this high recoil, high damage gun. And look who it is. Munche has arrived. And here we are. Old Bernie making the push over this ridge here. Will be facing off against one of the more dangerous players on the server. But Blue facing his back. Will Old Bernie give out the position here as he makes it over this ridge? This tree here pretty much providing him with the cover he needs to remain unknown. Alex Iwi now getting shot up here from Mr. Vortexilator. Oh, since that fly, how aggravating. That must make sniping so difficult. Kiro 21 here. Unable to reply onto Alex Iwi quick enough, who actually gave Kiro 21 a bit of something to play there. I mean, not able to wind down that kill quick enough, nearly costing himself. But unfortunately, Kira just not able to reply. All those meds, look at those energy drinks, the painkillers picked up here. Alex Iwi now popping the med kit at this stage. Interesting. Does have all of those. Oh wow! Vortexilator grabs the free kill here as the player looks to revive himself with that med kit. Again, as I mentioned, possibly not the best decision at this stage of the game. Very long tick on that heal, 10 seconds in total, and he did have the first aid as well as all of those adrenaline-based gun or utilities. So should have probably used a first aid. Has a quicker placement time, and also able to pop the painkillers after that, get a bit more speed on the run and that recovery heading in through these final zones. Lots of fire coming out now. Datey Raid looking to cause some damage to the players in the water here. Player heading deep underground. Vortexilator getting finished off here by Lately, who grabs himself the free 1k. Snow Leopard heading into a 1v1 here with Anna Wow and comes out on top with that M416, grabs the 3k. And now we're down to the top 10. Who will make it into that top 5, securing those maximum points now? Blue and Old Bernie into a 1v1 here. Datey Raid is still standing strong, as well as the deck. So the Vinco boys are alive and well. Snow Leopard now making the spot into Datey on that ridge, looking for the few shots here with the Car 98 silenced. Definitely a handy gun to have in this situation. A powerful sniper, a favorite of many players. Ooh, Snow Leopard getting the tag there. And the real bump, no clue where these shots are coming from, lies flat in the ground. thinking that that's all the cover he needs. Still getting fired upon, realizes that it's not doing any work for him lying in the open, and now blue getting tagged or fired upon here by old Bernie, who is going to have to make the move out of the blue here. As ironic as that sounds. Blue now switching out, not realizing that Synoptics is over this ridge and gets finished off cleanly here with the headshot as Synoptics onto blue and is busy rezzing inside the blue zone and gets melted away. What kind of a decision is that? Could have easily run out in time. The circle is slow at this stage, Synoptics. Move, get out and heal. Unfortunately, after getting a key kill there onto blue, drops into the blue and gets melted away. Looking to res up while getting munched. Just unfortunately not gonna get him out. Not gonna get out alive in that situation. And the blue finishes off someone who just got a very valuable kill. Now it's the Dexo up against Deity Red. Interestingly enough, it's the blue boys bleeding yellow here. 7 remain. Old Bernie dying outside of the play zone. Two players now taken out by the play zone in this top 10. Interestingly enough. Snow Leopard grabbing the kill onto the real bump with that Car 98. Precision kills here. Reaper 210 with an easy flank there onto Snow Leopard. Realizes that there has been an engagement happening over that water channel. Interestingly enough, a water channel dividing the circle in half here could make for a very interesting finish here. Reaper 210 kills lately with the AKM again. That AKM doing a lot of work here. Infinity now looking to make the push here with the UMP, the fast flank here, looking for that close range hip fire advantage. Reaper now closing the door behind him, making sure Infinity has to open that up and create an opportunity for Reaper 210 to pounce. The Dexo getting dropped out here from his teammate Deity Raid here in the lower ridge. Top 4. Deity Raid now into the top 3 with the 2K. Looking to make the big play here. The final Vinco player alive on the edge of the river here. Does have more ground to his favor. Infinity ZN now looking to make that move over the river. Easy frag here for Deity Raid. Puts himself into that 1v2 situation with the 3K. Has the one player remaining here in that higher ridge. Reaper 210 making the climb down the hill here. Deity Raid not making the spot. Getting opened up here by Reaper 210. That SKS doing a lot of damage. Dropping Deity now to a quarter or third of his HP. Reaper 210 looking to make that higher ground play here. Has the circle closing in. Will that circle favor Deity? And it does very cleanly. All he has to do is hide now as Reaper has to make that swim over the river and opening himself up completely as he clears the bank on the other side. That blue going to come in and do so much damage if he doesn't make that move over the river. Deity Raid doesn't spot him, and look at that. Reaper 10 with a clean headshot in a very disadvantageous position, but still comes out on top and grabs that kill onto Deity and denies the chicken dinner for the Vinco boys once again. Reaper 210, very strong play there with that SKS. Grabs himself a cheeky 3K there towards that last circle. So very prominent finish there for him. Very calm, collected play throughout the round and comes out with a chicken dinner and a 4K at the end. Second place here, Deity Raid with the 3K, Infinity right behind there with 2 kills, and the Dexo in 4th place. We have Blue there sitting in the top 10. So the Vinco team here all in the top 10 today, but big plays coming out of Reaper 210. Looking strong there, had the circle disadvantage, but played the reads there on the edge of the river perfectly. Surprise frag for him there, and wins himself the second round here, secures himself very healthy points. We're looking at 535 points for him after this round. So as we tuning in, big ups to GAC LAN for hosting the event and the LAN, keeping the LAN scene alive back in my hometown of Cape Town. Very cool to see, very awesome to see, very happy to see that Theo Murray Park is back open to the LAN. It's very, very cool. It all began, as I'd like to say. And yeah, just thank you again as we head into the final round here. We have had some surprising winners, surprising chicken dinner takers this evening. Kojaks in round 1, Mr. Reaper 210 in round 2, denying the Vinco boys of that elusive chicken dinner. But we head into the final now with the players looking to put their stamp onto this tournament and finalize their standings in that podium top 3. Who is it going to be? It is now our final hour. the final chance for all of these players to claim their victory and their reign over PUBG in Cape Town. Will be swapping of my own after we're done here. So looking at this plane route, a clean 45-degree cut through the center here, dividing the players up between the northwest and northeast rather and southwest portions of the map. Sorry, southeast northwest. Giorgio Paul sure to be attacked by a contingent of players. We have Snow Leopard here closing in on Lipovka, looking to get a lonely traverse into that town there. Interestingly enough, quite a few players looking to make the jump over the ocean here and head towards this Novor Pernoye, one of the lower sort of landing, or how can I say, lower ratio in terms of people landing there. Normally quite healthy in terms of loot, but very limited in terms of escapes out of the zone. So you can get sort of tied down there if it is a multiple spawn here. Import Freak with that early parachute, almost looking like he's heading towards military base here, maybe a lone military base attendee. The Dexo looking to do something similar, it seems, heading into these early stages here. Ati ZA grabbing himself a kill onto Psycho Damage here inside the school, dropping very early. School here, a hot zone, so early. Pretty much what PUBG is all about here. One Tanzanite, one looking to make the recovery here. Very low. Ed Hardwood is putting on the chase here, looking to shut down Tanzanite before any kind of recovery can be made here, as school is turned into a battle zone. Ati ZA now 1v1 against Talibani, who has been doing pretty well today, but unfortunately gets taken down here as player 53. Ati ZA grabbing himself a double here, nice and early. Looks to put on pressure onto Ed Hardwood here, who is just around the corner. Unable to make the spot, does have the sound cues, but not exactly sure as to where this player is now. Ati ZA grabbing himself a third here, clean headshot onto Ed Hardwood here with that M416 now. Kira 21 has been hearing these sound cues, knows that there's a gunfight happening in here. Hopefully, or probably feeling hopeful that the winner of that fight is low on HP, which is exactly the case. Atizede taking this engagement though against Kiro, who is now making the push, has some kind of idea that Ati is low, has to cancel the res, now makes the hard push into this room, and with the hip fire on that M416, just finishes off Atizede, unable to capitalize on those early frags, grabs himself 30 points, but unable to get anywhere near those final placements, which is going to cost him a lot. I think probably standing up there, tilting his seat over, you know, full tilt, desk flip. Very cool battles there to watch inside the school zone. Dexter now grabs himself this frag here onto IT Lighty at military, and essentially secures himself the entire zone here. Feeling very comfortable now, I think, is the Dexo. Galaxy dropping doppies there with the AKM. Apologies for the light yawns here, guys. Did have a late one last night, but we are here into round 3 of the PUBG Battle Royale. Things unsurprisingly slowing down here as we head into the final stages of the early circle. 2 minutes remain for these gentlemen to loot clean without having any blue zone to worry about. Making sure they get exactly what they need before they make the push out of these initial towns here. Mello, convinced that there's a player inside here, just opening up with this double barrel. Oh my word, J3K47 with that ramp here. Mad Max coming in to join the action here. Mello does hear this out and looks for the push. J34K7 now moving into the town. Jumps into that second seat like a flippin' ninja, but he's completely wiped out by Night Viking in the open there. Looks to get the frag in a pretty, call it an ingenious way, but not succeeding. It's now Mello who understands exactly what's going on here. Maybe playing this a little too aggressive, not realizing that there's a player in the grass right in front of you. Night Viking must have made the spot here, is getting the sound cues quite clearly, as you can see, using his alt key to change his field of view. Makes the peek now onto Mello. Mello making that spot with that mini 14, but it is Night Viking just too strong with that AKM. Claims the headshot and moves on. The Dexo, Datey and Blue still up. Vinco squad looking strong here, as we know, needing to make a big player. All Vinco players pretty much securing themselves top 10 finishes in both games. So now looking to secure this finale. A full bleed yellow podium, I think, is what they're pushing for. Damon117 gets the easy frag here onto Jenkinkins, who really needed a late finish after a pretty tough second round there. Now, Damon117, I think, being spotted out here by Galaxy. Definitely a top fragger here in today's GAC Battle Royale. Looks for the frags, looks for that aggressive game, wants to secure extra points with those kills. Has the scoped AKM now as well, able to zoom into those buildings, wants to make the move here, but knows that if he does get spotted by that player inside the building, it's going to be tough for him to capitalize. Adidas 17 grabbing that kill onto Zarazodes with the M416. Now Crampy looking to make the move onto Blue here. Jeez, like people insist, eh? They call you 10 times until you answer. It's like, hello, we're busy recording. All right, so 37 remain here. Blue making the drive past Scare Knight, who is absolutely uninterested in this engagement. We're now looking here at Electrix00, who has heard the sound cues, but the real blimp making the quick escape here. This engagement, I don't think is going to happen with all these buildings creating a lot of cover here for the player to actually get out of town. Now Electrix facing his back towards this player in the tree line. Interestingly enough, the real blimp looking for the hipfire play here, not using the iron sight in his gun at all. Possibly not realizing that that is an option. What is this gentleman up to? Oh, Blimp is in big trouble here. Struggling to take this fight against Electrix, who has dropped that perfect Kirby in and grabs himself the kill here with the frag grenade. The real Blimp taken out in style here, unable to maneuver around that tree well enough, struggling with his weaponry there. Not using the iron sights either in the engagement, which is very interesting. Now we have a final 35 here heading into this first circle as we see this safe begin to change up and move towards this western side of Erangel, looking like a slightly more central move here from this circle. A lot of the players finding themselves inside the safe zone, not having to do too much in terms of movements. It's now Thresholder who has an idea, it seems, of where blue is. We have Deity Radier on the outskirts of Gatka, who is zooming in here on Mountain Moose in the tree line. I think convinced that he can get himself a free kill here. Possibly a building in the way. Taking the shot, but not committing. Mr. Deity Radier. Mountain Moose actually losing a bit of HP. Getting tagged up a little bit there. Snacey just getting completely ripped up here by Electric 00's M416. That gun really coming in strong today with that AKM as well. The old legendaries, the American and Spetsnav, if you want to say favorites. Galaxy now, being as ruthless as ever, removes Import Freak from his vehicle there. Grabs himself the free 1K. He's already sitting on 2 kills now. Heading into these final circles, looking to stack up some points. Knows he has to. Synoptics now looking to finish off Electric 00, who just got that frag over the ridge there. Synoptics now looking to take opportunity of that as Electrics begins to loot and bandage up now. His position changed well. Does have the advantage now in terms of positional, but throwing away some nades now without any idea of where this player is. Maybe just to create a little bit of confusion. Maybe thinking the player was pushing up. Making the spot now in the distance there. Looking to get a bit of HP ticked off Synoptics with a pepper of M416 spray. Synoptics getting away. Slowly making his way towards this next compound. Apologies for the slight silence here as we wait for these final circles to start closing in here and guaranteeing us a little bit of engagement. We do have Blondie now moving in, Crampy as well in the north there, looking to make these final moves into the safe. No one sitting on the southern side of the circle, pretty much only players having to re-enter here from the north. Visions, Super Getafix, and Electric 00 on the edges of the circle now. Visions in a peculiar situation, as I like to say, will be finding himself crossing this open plain here as Super Getafix has a bit of a bird's eye view over the region, but unable to spot the player on his far right, considering his position here. He is sitting in between with his AKM and Uzi. playing the elusive game here. Electrics now is going to get the spot on Visions. Must have seen those feet there. The spot coming out now from Electrics, but unable to really get anything convincing. Interestingly enough, zooms to the right, where the player was obviously going left. It is now Visions escaping quite cleanly here on this upper ridge. Synoptics here. Very, very, very close to Visions as well, making use of this wooden shed. Synoptics unable to hear the player of Visions that are actually moving up this hill. That smoke actually giving away the positions of Synoptics, just giving Visions something to rein in on. Synoptics now making this run up the left flank of Visions. Will he spot the player? These guys just literally missing each other by an inch, back to back to back. The Dexo and lately looking quite compact here, definitely heading into a possible engagement as they try and claim dominance over that little fortress. These final circles now securing themselves over pretty convincing landmass. No ocean in sight. Very open fielded areas here. Lots of ridges for the players to use as well. So we'll guarantee an interesting finish as these northern players start to make their way through to this final safe zone here. I think a few definite engagements about to take place as these players look to get themselves into cover. Demonic Pain now heading towards this vehicle. Does obviously give the head to shoot. Interestingly enough, Thresholder not interested in shooting out the tires of the Dacia, and that could have secured him quite a few more opportunities in terms of finishing off the player riding away. It's so difficult to steer the car once it has lost a tire or two. Super, Get a Fix, and Electrics 00 committing to this gunfight now. Get a Fix is going to have to be the one making the move sooner as well. Electric 00 making short work here of Super Get a Fix with that M416. Now has to bandage up and race towards the safe. Visions, hearing that gunfight take place, looking for this little flank here, is convinced that he has the HP and the meds to make it out of this alive and comfortably. Deity Red and Synoptics now in this compound. The deck zone lately as well in the more southern area, looking to dominate the zone. Is now Electric 00 getting that frag onto Visions. Can you believe that? Gets himself a double from nowhere here for Electrics. Easy kill here for Snow Leopard. These silencers just coming in so useful today. Come on, Kobe! Into the door. That would be beautiful. Players now having to move in quite aggressively. Can you believe that? After all of that hard work, we lose Electrics to falling. Grabs himself the 4K and then the mountain is the killer. Here we have our previous round's winner. Adidas now in the wide open. We have Fuzzy Flounder 69 towards the bottom left here as well, interestingly enough. So two players in the open here. Goliath getting tagged up nicely here. Adidas doing some serious work. Look at Fuzzy Flounder 89 here, who's literally just using this bucky to his best advantage. Hiding underneath that boot. $15 remain here as we head into these final two or three circles rather. Adidas 17 with that vehicle making the drive into the central. Deity Raid looking to get that free frag, unable to capitalize. Adidas 17 actually making the escape. Vehicle also standing strong, actually flipping now, opening things up here for Deity, who grabs himself the kill with the vehicle explosion, but is now being opened up upon here by Synoptics. That ridge, giving them all the cover he needs, will make the recovery. He does not want to die now. He knows exactly how valuable this win is. He needs it for his team. One of these Venko boys need to win. They know just how important it is. Look at this M24, the adrenaline syringe. Military vest level 3, 4 times scope. Demonic Pain is going to be so happy. Oh, I'm happy for him. Damn, Crampy unloading with that Scar. Absolutely ruthless. Looking for that kill. The Dexter now coming in from the south. Goliath is dropping down here to Crampy. Finally gets that kill with the Scar. The Dexter getting himself a solid little position here around this little hut. I'm sure the players spotting him into there as well. Obviously, that vehicle now gives a pretty clear depiction of where the player is. Galaxy up against Crampy here. An intense 1v1 between these two players. Galaxy looking to make the push, almost playing like a little sprint Duke there. Now coming in from the other side of the building, makes the play through the house here. Looking for the push now, wraps around the left side, looking to open up with that Scar and does very well rather with the M416. Galaxy still looking very strong. Those painkillers will get him up to full HP. Takes that engagement convincingly. Now looks to finish off Synoptics here, who was applying pressure to Deity Raid not even a second ago. The player, Deity himself, making that wrap around now, looking to get the finish. Synoptics to his right. Old Bernie and Lately almost heading into a straight up face-off here. Lately has the jump, Gets the couple tags onto old Bernie, unable to finish things off. Does give Bernie the chance to recover now, using these hay bales to his advantage. We have Reaper 210, our previous round winner, still alive. The Dexo, Deity Raid here, alive to do it for the Vinco boys. Lately, and old Bernie and Galaxy, who has been playing a massive few rounds this evening. Very aggressive player, looking for those frags. Him making it into the top 10 this round with the 5k as well. Looking to capitalize on this. You want to get that first place and possibly build up a nice total after having a few successful rounds in terms of frags. Not so much in position, but frags. The Dexter now grabbing the frag onto M416 and Synoptics with a headshot M16A4 onto Deity Ray, dropping, leaving it all to the Dexter now to do it for the Vinco boys. Old Bernie coming in from the blue here, taking a lot of damage in the process, will be down in that almost red zone. Yes, very clearly in the red zone now. The Dexo, no, has an idea of where old Bernie is, but does he spot him? No! This is going to open things up for old Bernie. This could be tragic for the Vinco team. Completely in the open here is the Dexo. Will get fired upon now by old Bernie, who is taking his time with the shot, and strangely enough, selecting the 8-time scope for this trade. Getting the free kill here onto the Dexo, and the boys from Vinco must be crushed. Old Bernie getting that clean frag, waiting for Dexter to stand still and open up that headshot. It's now Reaper 210 looking to finish off a dangerous player in Galaxy, who gets the kill, gets the tap onto him here with the Car 98, dropping Reaper 210 down to a sliver of HP. Now Synoptic getting the spot onto old Bernie. It's almost a 2v2v2 situation here. Or 1v1v1. 1v1, 1v1. Synoptics blasting up this Jeep now, making sure it cannot be used as an escape. Galaxy and Reaper 210 into an engagement here. Galaxy coming out on top, grabbing himself the 6th kill of the game here. Now knows exactly where Synoptic is, has an idea of where he's shooting from as well. Winning this trade is big for him now. Old Bernie moving away with his Jeep, looking to make the great escape. The vehicle borderline on fire, could get exploded very soon. Makes the jump out at the right time. That Jeep now blowing up right behind him. Old Bernie making the run here into the safe. Has Galaxy on the spot now from this side as well. Bernie in a very, very tight situation. Stands still and opens up onto Synoptics. Pure bravery. Galaxy getting the spot onto him now. His 8th kill of the round. And finishing the game here, number 1. Looking very strong here today. A surprise player, surprise talent here. Galaxy's a name we haven't seen before. Hosting tournaments here in South Africa over the last couple months. And it's a first time here. Galaxy putting on a massive performance here, grabbing himself the win here in the final round, an 8k as well. Very convincing. That could jump him up the ranks quite convincingly as we tally up the rounds now. Big plays there from the man himself, Galaxy. Dexo, unfortunately, unable to capitalize there for his teammates. Deity Ray dropping down in 7th there. Looking at where Blue fell out here, strangely enough, at 26 with a 1k. So disappointing for him, I think. The Vinco boys looking to put a stamp on here in the solo FPP tournament here at the GAC lane. Let's see exactly what the result is. It's much love from your boy Bobes. We will be back right now. Big ups to the guys there at GACLAN, running an awesome tournament there, nice and smooth. We will be right back. We have our winners for this weekend's GACLAN number 45 PUBG Battle Royale. A big ups to the players, a big ups to the tournament organizers for getting everything sorted down there in Cape Town and making sure it's a lovely event to attend and play in. I hope everything went smooth today for you guys. You had a lot of fun, but those are your victors for today. Mr. Deity Raid sitting in position 1, the Dexo coming in close behind with 15.05 here in position 2. The Vinco boys holding strong here in that podium finish. Reaper 210 following in suit there with that victory in round 2, getting himself that 3rd place podium finish lately in 4th. Snow Leopard 5th, Old Bernie 6th, Synoptic 7th, Blue coming in at 8th, Kojak's 9th, and Demonic Pain at position 10. The big surprise player, Galaxy, for me this week. Well played to you, sir. Some awesome frags coming out that side. We hope you see you online in some of our tournaments in the near future. Very well played to you, sir. And very well played to everybody in general. It was a very fun tournament to watch. Some funny deaths as well. So big thanks to the guys who tuned in. It really was a lot of fun to be able to do this with you today. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. Again, huge, huge, huge shout out to Grant and the guys there in Cape Town. Big ups, you guys. Help give them a big round of applause for keeping things nice and organized. And again, just hope you guys had a good day, had a lot of fun. Enjoy the land, enjoy Cape Town. I'm very jealous that you guys are down there, back in my hometown. But yeah, we're here in Josie at the Arena Studio, and that is the cast for today. Thank you guys. Remember to enjoy the rest of the day that side. Keep safe. Have a lot of fun. And yeah, don't destroy the damn land as we used to do back in the day.